Hello and Namaste. This is Neeraj here and welcome back to my channel Neeraj Shah Stock Analyst. Sugar on a roll. So that is the title. So sugar prices are on the roll and are going up steadily. So in this video I would like to discuss about the factors which are leading to the price increase of sugar as well as the outlook on the prices for the future outlook, so that viewers can make their own decision regarding investment in sugar as commodity and sugar stocks. So let's start with some little background about the production and consumption and the export import data. So India, as you know, India and Brazil are the biggest producers of sugar, with production approximately ranging between 34 to 37 million tons for each country. Like for India also it is around, depending on the weather, and so there are always cyclical because weather as well as the sowing, because when the prices go up, what happens that with the higher prices, the farmers look at the higher prices and then they, for the next season, everybody wants to increase the sowing so that they sow sugarcane crops onto the more area, and that's why when the very much production happens in the next season, the prices comes down. So this is a cycle. So that way the production of for each Brazil and India, each country ranges from 34 to 37 million tons here and there. And Thailand is the third biggest producer of sugar, as it production ranging from 10 to 11 million tons. So these are the three major, also the China, USA, Indonesia, but these are all that small, not much significant, and also they don't play much significant role in determining the raw sugar prices internationally, because even though they may be producing, but everything is consumed internally, and hardly there is anything for export. Actually, in fact, they are the biggest importers of sugar. So internationally, if you look at Brazil and India are the major exporters. They play a major role in determining the prices, sugar prices, as Brazil is the biggest exporter of sugar with approximately 25 to 30 million tons of exports. So Brazil is the biggest exporter because out of their 37 million tons of production, it almost, only around their own consumption, domestic consumption is around 6 to 7 million tons. Everything else is exported. And India also is a other major exporter, as it exports around 9 to 10 million tons of sugar. While Thailand, almost entire production goes for the exports, because as you know, Thailand is a small country with not much population. So around 8 to 9 million tons of exports happen from Thailand of sugar. And internationally, Indonesia, China and USA are the biggest consumer of sugar, or what you call the, sorry, not biggest consumer, but they are the biggest importers of sugar. Now what are the actual factors which is leading to this price rise, and what we believe for the long-term future outlook, like why we are saying that sugar is on a super cyclical, the prices are on a super cyclical mode, means it has started on a super cycle, means it can last for many years. So as you know that increasing the crude oil prices have started again moving up, and it is reached, the Brent crude has reached $85 per barrel. So what happens is that when the prices go up of this crude oil prices, so diesel and petrol prices, also fuel prices goes up. So particularly in countries like India and Brazil, where they have a kind of a government incentive production also, and there is a mandatory that you have to blend minimum of 10 to 20%, I am not sure, but it is going to, in India they are going to even increase that ethanol production or ethanol blending with the petrol and diesel to 25% by 2025. That is what the government mandate is also there. So from the sugarcane, you first produce the, what you call juice, that ethanol, and then the sugar. So what happens is that most of the sugar cane is diverted towards this biofuel production, that is ethanol production, which is used for blending with the petrol and diesel. So as the cost of the your that fuel comes down, because of that, more and more sugarcane is diverted towards this biofuel production in Brazil and in India. So that is also because it's a green fuel. So that is also one of the reasons for sugar prices to go up, because more and more sugar is diverted towards ethanol production. Now, this year, there are reports that India's sugar production, another factor I am talking about, is that India's sugar production may decline due to falling yield, crop yield. And this may affect sugar exports from India, as it may fall by around 2 to 3 million tons. Now, in Brazil also, more sugarcane is diverted towards ethanol production, biofuel production, as crude oil prices keep rising. So more and more people mix that ethanol with petrol and diesel, so that the overall cost of the petrol or whatever, the fuel cost comes down for a consumer. So this may affect the major from exports from Brazil also. So these are the two factors which India and Brazil, which are the major exporters, they may that production or exports may reduce from those countries. Now, taking into account the long-term story and the fundamentals of the sugar, I believe that we can see the raw sugar prices, which have increased by 39% from the bottom of $17 per pound. So this raw sugar future prices are, there are trading happens in futures. So that are internationally, that are indicated in the per pound prices. So $17 per pound, which was in October 2022, that was the kind of a bottom. From that, it has rallied in 6 months to the current price of around $24 per pound. Now, with the increasing focus on green energy and biofuel and reducing carbon emission world over, I believe that the usage of sugar ethanol blending with petrol diesel will increase in India and Brazil and world over. And this would further reduce the production of sugar for food consumption and exports. Also, falling yields in India and global warming and extreme heat and unseasonal rains and floods would cause further, reduction in crop in sugarcane. So this would actually, if you see that environmental changes, or what you call it, greenhouse effects and global warming, you already see the floods, fire of the forest fires, then unseasonal rains, long extreme heat picking up. So that is all these factors are going to reduce the sugarcane production and the sugar prices, sugar production. As such, I believe that we are in for a long-term super cycle of sugar price, and we may see this raw sugar prices futures reaching $34 per pound, which is an increase from the current level of around 40% increase from the current level. So there are many sugar and agricultural companies which are listed in India and in Asia, which can benefit from this rising super cycle of the sugar. That's it from my side. And before closing this video, I would just request that I have a Telegram channel also, 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗛 Stock Analyst, so you can all join there for the day-to-day stock ideas, or the generally market ideas, or some economics and some very unique ideas. And also my website you can visit, it's steadily.com, for getting to know about my professional services on a chargeable basis, which are, then you can contact me. And that's it from my side, and we'll come back with some another new unique idea. Till that time, ciao from 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗛.